which is the routine, right? You would think, okay, I'm deficient of vitamin D, and the doctor would say, oh, take supplements of vitamin D. But in reality, if the healthcare system was calibrated as preventative medicine and not symptomatic medicine, then it will give the chance to take a wider look with with a larger amount of biomarkers. In this case, Superpower offers packages of 100 to 150 biomarkers, and someone that explains to you what is the synergy between these biomarkers. Because if we go and take a better look, the deficiency of vitamin D actually could be that there is another issue that is coming either from how the liver is processing other components, or perhaps that you have deficiency of magnesium, and that's why you show up as a deficiency of vitamin D. So this is an important aspect, because so far this is what we've been doing. And when we go to the doctor in general, they will say, oh, but you don't need this. You don't need this panel. You don't need this information. And we think that we don't need this information, but in reality, what is happening is that the information are limited, the framework is limited to symptomatic care. That means if you're not sick, then there is no reason for us to look for potential problems ahead of time. Preventative care, even with the event with the AI diagnostics, allows you to take a wider look ahead of time. But there is the problem also of false negative, false positive, and maybe creating the opposite issue, right? Either way, I think it's important that we go towards that directions with our healthcare system, and all of these kind of the renaissance that DSI and longevity is bringing, at least is urging doctors and healthcare system to change that. In fact, if you see now, so many other platforms popped up like Superpower, if especially if you are in this you see how this community is changing, and you see day for day there are new AI diagnostic for cancer prevention, and for so many different things are popping up. And this is great. Of course, we always risk the issue with not having reputable science, having a lot of fragmentation, and so on and so on, which are some of the issues that a lot of times that pop up with capitalism. Is that now everyone has their own platforms, and now everyone is selling you a package, right? So which one is good for you now? But in general, the whole push from this specific thing, from symptomatic to preventive medicine, is what I think is very important for our health in general. So let's focus on,
And how is
you might not
Superpower planning to decentralize? Do they plan? I see
the
they've raised
platform.
4 million pre-seed May 21, 2024. How they're planning to use these funds to decentralize their work, participate
Well,
in DeSci?
the good thing is that you can go to any lab now, and
Mm.
and the people are getting more familiar with this thing, right? So they can, instead of going to the doctor, they can just go straight to the lab, right? In San Francisco, for example, here there are one of the main labs, most famous yeah, across the U.S. And you can just go and say, hey, I have these 100 biomarkers that I want to do. You don't even have to go through Superpower. You just take the list of the biomarkers, you go to the lab. You don't need no middleman, and you just go do this test. Then afterwards, you're going to have to figure it out who's you're going to read it. But in really, now you can put this kind of information on ChatGPT, the free version, and ChatGPT will read the analysis for you.
Okay.
Yeah. But when it comes to decentralized platforms for data management, we don't have a model yet that has utilized the where you can kind of upload your biomarkers, and the data belongs to you. Kind of like, I don't know if you're familiar with GenomeDAO.
Mm-hmm.
GenomeDAO is a decentralized 23andMe, and that allows you, right, to go to a lab, do your genotyping data, a test, and then upload it into this platform. But you are still the owner of this data, and you can choose how this data is being utilized for research, and you get incentives for giving away your genotyping data anonymized to different type of groups of institutions for research or labs for always for research.
Privacy and health. That's a very interesting topic. Yeah.
Mm.
What are the people speaking about this decentralized infrastructure of, okay, identity and data preserving tactics, privacy preserving data tactics? Like, what are the new trends in terms of technology and consensus there?
Yeah, I invited, so there is still a bit of a gap. And one of the reason is scalability, right? But I invited one of the leaders in Web3 privacy, which her name is Evan McCullen, I don't know, I butcher her name. And she is one of the also first women actually in Web3 privacy. And now she co-founded a project called Privado ID, which is built on Polygon, and she is just now. In fact, I invited her, and she created a use case for decentralized digital identity, specifically for these kind of health platforms. There are some projects like Genome DAO, the Hippocrat